Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pick of video, comic book edition. I just wanted to share with you guys the comic books that I've picked up for this last month, and a couple of back issues that I also found here and there. So first off, let's start off with Avengers issue 20, continuing the Infinity crossover. This has the Avengers in space dealing with their big cosmic threat, and to complement that, we have Infinity issue 3 of 6, where Thanos visits the home of the Inhumans and he has a scuffle with Black Bolt. So far, Infinity has been interesting. Some of the bigger things have been happening on books I don't pick up, such as New Avengers with the Illuminati, but so far I'm liking Infinity. At least I'm liking it a lot better than Age of Ultron. Picked up the Thunderbolts issue 15 because it's also part of the Infinity crossover. I like the writing, but the artwork is not so cool. I don't like the artwork that Thunderbolts has right now. Also picked up Thunderbolt 16. Not a fan of this artwork. The artwork is not cool. So yeah, the Thunderbolts team are dealing with the invasion from Thanos, and again the story's okay, but the artwork is not. I don't really like the artwork in Thunderbolts. Picked up Superior Spider-Man issue 18. Continuing the adventure of Spider-Man 2099 with the Superior Spider-Man, because his timeline is being erased. Something is going to happen to, or Spider-Man 29 has to stop something from happening to Tiberius Stone. That's a big influence in the future, or at least one of his descendants. So this is interesting. This is cool to see. Spider-Man 2099 again interacting with Spidey-Ock. Picked up Venom issue 41. Continuing the last couple of books for Venom. 42 is going to be the last issue, and I really don't know how they're gonna wrap everything up. The series is going to end with issue 42, but they have a whole bunch of stuff still to resolve. They have the stuff with Mania, and the stuff with the Mephisto brand, and the stuff with Lord Ogre. A bunch of stuff that they have to wrap up, and I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm kind of sad to see Venom canceled, but I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the last issue and how they're going to tie everything up. Picked up Batman and Robin 23.3, featuring Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins. Still picked up these 3D covers. I really like the 3D covers. I thought that at first I thought, again, I might have mentioned this before, that this was just a really silly gimmick, but the covers themselves look really cool, and some of the issues have been worth the pickup. Ra's al Ghul was pretty cool. It focuses on the origin of him and how the secret society is trying to recruit him. Really good issue. I like that one. Picked up Forever Evil issue 2, where the Teen Titans want to take the fight to the crime syndicate, but when Johnny Quick touches Impulse, he gets sucked into the future, and the Teen Titans just get beat up. But by the end of the issue, Batman makes an appearance with Catwoman, but I don't know. I've read online that might not actually be Bruce Wayne, so I want to see how that works out. But I'm hoping it is Bruce Wayne, that he somehow escaped whatever happened to the Justice League. Picked up Green Lantern 23.4 with Sinestro, and again they give an origin to Sinestro. Why he became evil, and I wasn't really gonna pick this one up, but again, I really like the Sinestro character, and I was curious to see what new origin they gave him, but it's very similar to the origin he's always had. Just a few new details here and there, but I liked the Sinestro issue nonetheless. I thought that was pretty cool. Picked up Green Lantern issue 24, which is the first part of the Lights Out crossover. Wasn't really sure that I wanted to pick it up, but between the prequels and the way that Relic has been treated in New Guardians, I decided to pick it up because this is gonna Relic is gonna make a big change in the Green Lantern universe. He's already killed the Blue Lantern, so I was curious to see what happens there. Picked up my annual tradition, which is to pick up the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror comic book. This is issue 19. And yes, this actually does happen in the comic book. Bart and Lisa become creatures like Kang and Kodos. Not a very memorable Treehouse of Horror. That Kang and Kodos story was interesting, and they also have the only one I thought was really awesome was a Call of Cthulhu story that this one has, where Bart finds the Necronomicon and unleashes Cthulhu. I thought that was the only really cool story. So yeah, it's a tradition of mine to pick up the Treehouse of Horror comic books, and if I can, watch the Halloween special. So I'm really happy I was able to add that one to the collection. Picked up Action Comics 23.3 featuring Lex Luthor. Again, paid a little extra for the 3D cover. This is another really cool story. Focuses on Lex Luthor, and thought this was pretty awesome too. I really like this one. I would definitely recommend it. If you can't find the 3D cover, at least pick it up for the story, because it really focuses really well on Lex Luthor. Picked up Superman 23.3, focusing on Hell. Picked this one up because I was curious to see what they were going to do with, because he got sent back into Krypton's past. But in this issue, he kills Zod and kills Jor-El, so that's going to mess up the timeline really badly. Unless it was like a pocket universe, I don't know. But he's going to come back, and they're going to do a Return to Krypton storyline in Superman. So I wanted to catch up on that, and even though I don't like the Hell character, that did sound interesting, and at least it promises to be interesting. Picked up Batman and Superman 3.1, which focuses on Doomsday. My first favorite character from the Death of Superman storyline, and the second favorite character is the Cyborg Superman. This one was kind of weird. It was a kind of a weird read, but it does focus on the monster, and it does hint that the monster might return at some point in the future. So the artwork was pretty good also. I wouldn't recommend this thing unless you're a big fan of Doomsday, but I am, so that was a pickup for me. The only Villains Month book I did not pick up because I wasn't really interested on the character was the Parasite issue, but I've heard that was actually one of the better issues in the whole Villains Month, that the artwork was cool, that the story was cool, that they gave a really tragic look to the Parasite, so I do regret not picking that one up, but if somewhere down the line, or I could even pick up the regular issue without the 3D effect. But that's one issue I've heard that is really awesome, that Superman Parasite issue, so if you have a chance to track it down, you might want to give that one a look. I picked up a back issue, picked up Silver Surfer issue 86, which is part 2 of the Blood and Thunder storyline that went through Silver Surfer, Thor, and Warlock and Infinity Watch, where Thor goes crazy and he's on a rampage, and he's going to go to Asgard and off Odin. Want to track down, like I said, some older issues of Silver Surfer, so I'm really glad I was able to find this one. Also picked up some Swamp Thing back issues. I'm really happy I was able to find these. Picked up issue 96 of Swamp Thing, and I'm really happy I picked these up because of the covers. I think the covers are really cool. But this is issue 96. which showcases Trip to Hell and the first release of Arcane, because he was in Hell. This is issue 98, still continuing the storyline, and I think the covers are really awesome. I thought this cover was cool, and I picked up Swamp Thing issue 100, double size 100 issue. Again, really cool looking cover. I really like this cover. Picked up Swamp Thing issue 103. Again, really cool cover. Swamp Thing 115. And Swamp Thing 130. So yeah, I thought these covers were really awesome. These painted looking covers. I thought they were really cool, and it's really hard for me to find Swamp Thing back issues. I mean, at Comic-Con they had them, but I didn't go this year to Comic-Con. And the comic book store that I go to doesn't really carry Swamp Thing back issues. So really happy I was able to find this. And I was also able to get the Swamp Thing 23.1 issue with Arcane, which I thought was funny that I was able to find Swamp Thing back issues that focuses on Arcane to complement the Villains Month that released. So yeah, this deals with where he went after the Rot got a hold of him, and what Abigail has been up to. And they do tease that he's gonna come back somehow. So yeah. Also picked up Swamp Thing issue 24, which finally reveals the origin of Cedar. I'm guessing he was a big thing. I don't really have that many old Swamp Thing issues, so I don't know how big of a character Cedar turned out to be. But yeah, I still really like Swamp Thing. Charles Soule is doing great writing in Swamp Thing, and that's why I'm also picking up Thunderbolts, because he's also writing Thunderbolts. But the difference here is the artwork is way better on Swamp Thing. And in this one, the Parliament of the Green determined that Cedar does have really good control over the green elemental powers. So they basically tell Swamp Thing and Cedar that they're going to compete. Whoever masters the elemental green better is going to be the new avatar for the Parliament of Green. So they're going to have to enter a contest, which promises big developments in Swamp Thing and his powers. So really looking forward to picking up Swamp Thing some more. I still haven't been able to fix my time limit, so again, I'm gonna cut this video into 2 parts. So this is part 1, and I'll record part 2 right now and upload it at the same time. So stay tuned for that.